Well, that guy calls back like 10 minutes later. Hey, I want to make this happen. But it gives you the ability to walk away and not, it just gives that confidence to know, hey, there will be another deal coming tomorrow. But if you're not, you're in that stress situation. Now you're making emotional decisions. Right. Like, I have to take that client, or I have to do this, I have to do that. It just puts that stress, right. that it's like a blanket of stress on you there.
Really paralyzes you.
Now, the next thing here is it says, you will go forward, again, you will go forward more quickly by working backwards. What are you talking about?
All right, that's really beginning your day within your mind and in your planning system. You got a master to-do list, and then you've got a schedule where you take these important items, just a few of them,
yeah.
and you put them on your calendar, and you put them in time blocks. So you actually begin to plan ahead. You move forward in your mind and through your planning system by working backwards. And so at the end of the day, or the end of the week, or it may be, hey, listen, we need to have $10,000, talking about being in position with power, or we need to have this done before this happens, and this needs to be done within 2 weeks. I've got a lot of construction clients here. We have these 2-week and 3-week look-aheads. And some of them say, what do you mean look ahead? It means you sit down, you look ahead at what's going on, you make sure the material's there, you make sure the contractors are there, make sure the subs are there, you're working ahead. You go forward here, and by working backwards through a planning system here, you're going to move forward that much more quickly.
So you're saying like looking forward at your goal and then work backwards between the goal and now?
Okay, if I want to get here to this way forward position, if I work backwards and say, if I want to be here, then I got to do this.
Okay.
And to do this, I got to do this. And to do this, I got to do this. And so it's a planning mechanism here where you begin with the end in mind and you work backwards to say, in order to get here, all these things need to work.
Now, I think this is huge because all these somewhat tie into this next one here. Maxim 32, Tim Redmond's Maxim 32. What progress are you standing in the way of? So, maybe I'm not a good planner. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm not a good leader. Maybe what are some examples where you say, I've seen an example where someone's standing in the way of their own progress?
Okay, so two of my favorite business magazines. One's Inc. magazine, the other one is Fast Company. Okay. I still like Harvard Business Review too as well. But I remember reading, I would gather a group of people, and I had the software company. I would gather a lot of my managers and key people, and we would read these Inc. articles, and I would consistently hear the CEO say, what's the biggest limit or what's the biggest challenge? And they'd always say, well, I'm the one standing in the way of progress. I'm the one in the way here. And so if everybody's saying that, why don't you do something about it? And so this question helps me to say, well, what progress am I standing in the way of? That's why I go around to the staff and say, what stupid thing am I doing?
No matter how good you might be doing at the time.
And no matter how, I've got blind sides that, how our wives know all of our blind sides,
yeah.
And they feel called by the Almighty to make sure they reveal those things to us in a repeated fashion. Right?
Yeah, it's a repetition.
We learn by repetition, right?
Focus, yeah.
Right. And so, we have people that if you understand you have a lot of blind sides to you want to open that up. You want to open yourself up. And so you want to ask people, well, what progress am I standing in the way of? What's going on now that I have to do over and over again and it's not going? What do I want to see happen that it's almost like a carrot and stick. I'm running towards it, but it's just out of reach. What progress am I standing in the way of? And how am I standing in the way of that? And then you begin to remove yourself from that. A lot of times it's, a typical way to do this is one guy I was consulting. Let me just say this. One guy was consulting and says, nobody's creative in my organization. Nobody's creative. I got to come up with all the ideas. He says, I want you to follow me around for a couple of days and just help me solve this problem. And I remember documenting 27 times, 27 communications that he had conversations with people when he asked their advice, and before they had 3 words out of their mouth, he butted in and started finishing their sentences and gave them the idea. He wasn't open to any new ideas.
Yeah.
and he said, hey, how am I doing? How can we improve this company? I said, well, do you want a patty cake answer, or do you want the truth? You can't handle the truth. I got that from somewhere. I don't know where I got that. Anyway, so, he said, no, really, give me the truth. And so I began to tell him the truth. I said, I got 27 documented times that you shut down the progress in your company because you knew it all.